Hello my big boys, Daddy here with a new deck centered around the new card Gruul Spellbreaker. Spellbreaker does a lot of things, making it very versatile. On our turn, it has hexproof, gives us hexproof, it has trample, and we can decide between giving it haste or giving it a 1/1 counter, making it a 4/4. So it does a lot of stuff. And this versatility was kind of driving me crazy all week because I tested out in somewhere between 25 and 30 something decks. Kind of painful, but I feel like I finally found the right build for it, and that is an aggro deck with a lot of pump cards. But first, let's take a step back and look at the deck as a whole. At its core, it is a Death Shadow deck. We've been doing a lot of those lately, but Shadow is one of the few cards that's actually doing really well against the aggro metagame, so Shadow is really good right now. But it's a bit unusual because our deck is more of a zoo Shadow deck, because we got the 4 Death Shadows, the 4 Monasteries, and the 4 Wild Nacatls. And because of Wild Nacatl, we are also going white, making us a 4-colored deck. But anyway, in addition to Spellbreaker, we have these 12 other creatures. Other than the creatures, we have 2 Inquisitions, 4 Thoughtseizes, the lose 2 life part helps with Death Shadow. We also have 4 Lightning Bolts, and there are also 4 Street Wraiths to help lower our life for Death Shadow. But now onto the pump cards. 4 Mutagenic Growth. At instant speed, we can give a creature +2/+2. And obviously, the best part of the card is that we don't have to actually pay mana for it. We can pay 2 life instead. And that helps with Death Shadow. That's right. And then we got 3 big boy pump cards. But it doesn't actually cost 6 because of Delve. So a few turns into the game between Inquisitions and Thoughtseizes and Street Wraiths, most of the time this card will cost 1. But why is pump so good in this deck? First of all, our creatures come out very, very early. So early on is a good time to start pumping our creatures, especially when our opponent's tapped out around turn 2. But now getting to the reason why Gruul Spellbreaker is so good in this deck. Once our opponent starts seeing things like Mutagenic Growth and become immense, they will not let us pump these creatures here. They will hold on to their instant speed removal as soon as we pump. That's when they start firing things like Fatal Push, Path to Exile, Lightning Bolts. And that's the exact same reason why we don't see a whole lot of pump in the metagame, even though Become Immense is basically 2 Lava Spikes. I mean, additional 6 damage for 1 card is pretty good. But that is where Gruul Spellbreaker comes in. If our opponent's deck is packed with a ton of removal, we can save our pump cards for Gruul Spellbreaker. Because it has hexproof on our turn, we can safely pump it with Become Immense, Mutagenic Growth, and our opponent won't be able to target Spellbreaker. And as an added bonus, Spellbreaker has trample built into it. So Become Immense either makes it a 9/9 or 10/10 with trample. It's pretty good. But as an added bonus, we also have Boros Charm in the deck. Boros Charm is capable of giving a creature double strike. So ideally we'll be pumping Spellbreaker, following it up with double strike. It's pretty good. And most people in a Death Shadow deck would probably prefer Team or Battle Rage over Boros Charm, because Team or Battle Rage not only gives double strike, but also trample if the creature has power 4 or more, which works really well with Death Shadow. But I like Boros Charm a bit better in this deck because Boros Charm as an alternative to double strike can also deal 4 damage to our opponent or give our creatures indestructible. So if our opponent drops Anger of the Gods and tries to board wipe us, we can make our creatures indestructible. If they try and Wrath of God us, we have Boros Charm. And if we get really close to killing our opponent but our creatures all die, 4 damage to our opponent can easily finish the game. So despite having a mana cost that's a bit on the high side for this deck, it is very good as a plan B option when our opponent has just too much removal to do pump cards on our normal creatures. But now on the sideboard, we have 2 Faith Shield. It gives a creature protection from a color till end of turn, but the reason why it's so cool is its second ability. If we have 5 or less life, which happens quite a bit in the Death Shadow deck, it gives us and all of our permanents protection from that color. So it can help us offensively to finish the game, as well as protect us defensively. And then we have 2 Path to Exiles, helps against big creatures. And then we have 4 Graveyard Hate cards, because there are quite a lot of Graveyard decks out right now, so we gotta be prepared. Then we have 2 Pyroclasms. It works well in the deck because all of our creatures can survive it, even Monastery, which is a 1/2. By the time we play Pyroclasm, it's already 2/3, so it's pretty good in our deck. Then we have 4 Destructive Revelries to take out artifacts and enchantments, plus it deals 2 damage to our opponent, which is pretty good. And then there's Deflecting Palm, which is really underrated. It redirects damage from our opponent back at them. And because it says source, it also works on things like Emrakul. Plus, if we want to be super gangster, we can pump our opponent's creatures and then deflect it back at them. And that's the deck. So let's get to the gameplay. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. But without further ado, here's the gameplay, and I hope you enjoy. Opening hand, way too many lands, so I'm gonna mull. And it's kind of the same hand, but okay. Start off with Monastery, swing for 1, and then back to our opponent. I'm gonna go sleight of hand, so it's probably Storm or Phoenix. Back in our turn, pull Nacatl, and then swing for 1 until we know what kind of deck we're up against. I'm just gonna play this tap in case they are Phoenix. And then back to our opponent. So it's definitely not Storm, but it could be Blue Red Moon, which would be really bad for us. So let's swing in. No blocks from our opponent. We could make this a 5/5, give double strike. It's a little risky, but let's do it. And then Mutagenic Growth does 13 damage, putting them down to 5, and then back to our opponent. So it might be Phoenix after all. Yep. And there's a gut shot. So you take 7, go down to 7, and a Thoughtseize. This could be bad, but let's go. Monastery, Thoughtseize. And it is Phoenix after all. Both of these cards are problems. I guess we take the Drake though. And then swing for 2, play Nacatl, and then pass back. And Orphos. Probably digging for a bolt for this. Vault Scour. And Pyromancer. Opponent swings in. We block. We have a good opportunity here. Let's see if we can pull it. That is not it. So let's do this. Instead of attacking and dealing 1, let's just play the Nacatl, potentially block that. I don't really see why they didn't play Phoenix last turn, but maybe they think they can win like this. And it looks like they probably got it. And opponent gets back 3 Phoenixes. So we're going to game 2. So going to game 2, because they are pretty aggressive, we're gonna get rid of 3 Thoughtseize, 4 Street Wraith, and put in 4 Graveyard Hate cards, 1 Deflecting Palm for Crackling Drake, and 2 Path Path to Exiles, and with that, let's go to game 2. Opening hand is kind of balls, to be honest, but it just might work, so we'll keep it. Start off with Monastery, swing in for 1, and back to our opponent. Okay, that's loading. And a Phoenix already, plus a Blood Moon, so they probably have a second one. And Death Shadow, cool. So let's race the Shadow, swing in, deal 4, and back to opponent. Lightning Bolt, fine. And Grafdigger's Cage, interesting. I think the best move here, play the Death Shadow, and then Grafdigger's Cage, and then pass back. But if they have a Bolt, we kind of screwed. Yep, we kind of screwed. That could have been the win. Oh, there's another Shadow. Okay, cool. And this time we have Boros Charm to protect it. So back to opponent. Visions and a Lightning Axe. Whatever. Make it indestructible. So Shadow survives, back on our turn, and that will do it. Cool. Swing in, turn this into 11-11, and that will be lethal. Hooray! Game 3, no change to sideboard, and I think this is good enough. Kind of a lot of Boros Charms, but we'll give it a shot. I'm gonna place that untapped. Interesting. All right. We'll go Wild Nacatl, expect for it to get bolted. Yep, what do you know? A lot of hand. And opponent passes back. Okay. I mean, the Boros Charms alone deal 12 damage, so we might be all right. And let's start the Boros Charms. One right here. And interesting. We could play a Death Shadow. We might want to wait until we make it bigger than a 2/2. Unless we do something super risky here. We play the Shadow, then do Boros Charm on ourselves to make us go down to 10, 7, make this a 6/6, resist a bolt, and the next turn double strike, become immense. So that would be super risky. Whatever, let's do it. Play the Shadow, and then pass back. Whatever. Super risky, but here we go. I mean, we could make it just indestructible and not deal 4 to us. They could have a bolt for next turn, so I think the better move here, 4 to us, resist the bolt, and now take 2 bolts to kill it. Anamorphose. They could hit a Phoenix here, but if they don't, okay, this looting, yeah. There's 1 Phoenix. They get 1 back. Will they attack? No. You tricky. The swing in. They chump, sure. And then back to opponent. Slide hand. And a thing in the ice. Okay. Now they become immense. Well, swing in. They'll probably chump block again. Oh, and they don't block? Ooh. Oh, big boy. Big boy, what you doing here? So we pump. They better not have Vapor Snag. Dispel. Ooh. You pretty tricky. But we can do the tricky too. And now let's just throw everything at them. Let's go. Mutagenic Growth down to 2. 13. Then go Boros Charm. And then go become immense. Hooray for 38 damage. Beating Phoenix feels so good for once. How many times have we lost to Phoenix? The answer is too many. But Death Shadow is very good against Phoenix, and that makes me happy in pants. But now on to the next one. Opening hand, the colors are kind of all over the place, but we can turn one that, get our life low for these, so we'll keep. It's Eldrazi, okay. And Monastery. So best move here, grab Blood Crypt, Thoughtseize. Opponent has Thought-Knot Seer and Ancient Stirrings. Gotta take the Thought-Knot Seer, so you can hit that in 2 turns. Yeah, and then pass back. So opponent's gonna go Ancient Stirrings, grabbing a Reality Smasher. Okay, but by the time it comes out, hopefully the shadows will be out. No land. Okay. Well, play Monastery. But with this land here, it's gonna be a bit iffy because they're gonna make our life total go up once they realize we're Death Shadow. All right, back to them. Oh shoot, they have Thought-Knot Seer. Oh, we already took one though. Okay. Opponent takes one of the Death Shadow. And cool, we pulled another land. We could bluff and swing, but instead I guess we'll just go Nacatl, and maybe we even bolt ourselves next turn to get the Death Shadow out, which would be pretty ghetto, but perhaps. And ooh, Bloodbraid Elf. All right, and opponent does swing in, so we're gonna block like this, and then take out the ooze, causing this to become a 2/3, 2/2, so I'll only be able to kill one of them. They probably should not have attacked there. I mean, they do have Reality Smasher, but 12 life, they could put us back to 13. Gotta hit a land here, yes. So I think the best move here, get a white land. They can deal 8 to us next turn. Put us down to 1, Death Shadow. I suppose we go Gruul Spellbreaker, give it haste, swing for 6, and then back to them. And here comes the big boy. Yep, so we do in fact go to 1. Street Wraith, meh. So a bit of an awkward situation here. We can play Become Immense on this, make this a 9/9, make this 12 damage, put them down to 1, then they have lethal. We'll have to be able to soak up that. I think the best move here, deal 9, put them down to 4, then play this as a 12/12, so we can do block, and next turn we have this Spellbreaker. Oh, no way. All right, well we can't soak up that trample damage. Fine. So we're going to game 2. So going to game 2, and I've done 2 Inquisitions to put in 2 Path to Exiles, and with that, let's go to game 2. Opening hand, I suppose it will work, so we'll keep Street Wraith into land. Okay, start off with Wild Nacatl and pass back. When it goes Ancient Stirrings, go over the Burn Willows. Okay, and then back on our turn, let's go Monastery, followed by Thoughtseize. Interesting. It's kind of a tough call what to take here. I mean, Noble Hierarch they should have played already. Ancient Stirrings could get them a temple. So I think Ancient Stirrings is the right play here so they can't get any more land. They could go Double Hierarch though into that, but we have Bolt. Yeah, we'll be okay. Swing in for 5. Could actually deal 12 this turn. We'll wait. And then back to them. Opponent goes double Noble, it looks like. Indeed. Oh, and look at that top deck. That was like best case scenario right there. 2 bolts. So we shall go boom, and then boom. Swing for 6. Put them down to 6. Back to them. They could play the 3/1, which they'll probably do. Yep, but they don't have enough to grab our creatures, so it's just a 3/1. Interesting. All right, swinging with both. They block there. We could deal 4 if we just pump this, or we can pump this and save it. Yeah, we'll save it like that. Play this tapped, and back to our opponent. So probably go Thought-Knot Seer here. Ooh, no, Bloodbraid. Oh my god. Not fair. fair. But they still don't attack. We need Boros Charm here. Oh, no. Did you see that? Oh, my gosh. It's the second top deck in the same game. That is crazy. 2 top decks in one game. The first one was top decking the second bolt for the 2 Noble Hierarchs. And then that. Anything else we would have drawn here would have been not good. We had another one coming. But yeah, oh, man. So game 3 it is. Game 3, no changes to sideboard. Our hand seems pretty good, especially if they do turn 1 Noble. This is a bit late game. So is this. It's a pretty tough call here. If they play Noble, we're fine. If they don't play Noble, it's going to take us a while to get Death Shadow out and this. You know, without fetch, it's going to be hard to use to become immense. I suppose we keep it. Engineered Explosives? Okay. Another Spellbreaker. All right, back to our opponent. Ancient Stirrings into Eldrazi Temple, but they don't play it. Noble? Yes. We can deal with that. Bolt and Thoughtseize. Nice. So Thoughtseize. Yikes. Okay. These things could be problematic for the Death Shadow, but it's already in a bad spot with this. So I think Bloodbraid is the best value card to take. And we'll go for winning like these instead. If we make them 4/4s, they're pretty good to block the 3/1. So yeah. Opponent goes with that, dude. Swings in for 3, but we'll bolt it. And then back to our turn. Okay. Play Spellbreaker as a 4/4 and then pass back, which is the Thought Not Seer. So they're going to take the second one. Yeah, that's not good. Do we swing? Will they trade? Use the card draw. Yeah, we'll swing. Even though next turn they're going to take this, swing in for 11, puts on the 4. Oh no, they block. Oh, okay. It's a bit odd. And path to Exile. Nice. And then back to our opponent. Eldrazi Obligator again. Opponent swings into a path. I mean, I don't think it's really worth it. So we'll just take it. All right. And oh goody, another land. Could play the Shadow, but we don't have Boros Charm to back it up. Yeah, I'll just pass back. Besides, they could have forced us to gain life and then killed Death Shadow unless we did that, but we can't do it in response. We have to do it preemptively. This is no bueno. I guess we just kill one of them. This thing's gonna be a problem. And then back to us. You gotta be kidding me. Back to opponent. They can deal up to 6 just this turn. Yeah, okay. Oh, this is gonna be muy grande. Play the Death Shadow. Pass back. Oh, don't be Thought Not Seer. If it's Thought Not Seer, we lose. Oh my god. That means we do Indestructible. They'll fire that in response. They'll kill us. Yeah, maybe they'll misclick. Fine, whatever. Be that way. I didn't even want to win. Well, we'll at least get to survive one more turn, I guess. They'll never take us alive. Okay. We got lucky before, but not this game. But now on to the next one. What a fantastic opening hand. As much as I want to keep this, we're going to mull. Oh, what a fantastic opening hand. As much as I want to keep this, I think we're going to mull this as well. And this we'll keep. Whatever. So start off with Inquisition. And it looks like it's Amulet Titan. Cool. So we'll take that to prevent them from getting Amulet and then pass back. Opponent passes back to us. Street Wraith. Cool. And nice. And we can already play Death Shadow now. Hooray. Back to our opponent. I really hope they play Walking Ballista and try and kill it this turn. That would be muy grande with this. Opponent takes our graveyard, so much for Become Immense. And then passes back. Okay. Good Boros Charm, but I think best move here, Inquisition. Yeah, Walking Ballista, this. I mean, honestly, their hand isn't that great. So I guess we just take that. I mean, this won't be relevant for another turn. So yeah, and then might as well do this. Buff Shadow up a bit, then swing in for 5. And back to our opponent. No plays from our opponent. Thoughtseize, nice. So boom. Opponent drew Titan, but won't be relevant, I don't think. So we're just going to take this, swing in for 5, and back to our opponent. Opponent plays the Bog again, then probably the Relic. Yeah, what a loser. And back to our turn. Hooray. Here comes Lethal. Double strike. And there's game 1. So we're going to game 2. So going to game 2 because they have the Bog. We're going to get rid of the Become Immense. And also 2 Nacatls and 1 Spellbreaker to put in all this stuff. 3 Artifact hate cards, 2 creature hate cards, and then Deflecting Palm to deflect back the damage from Primeval Titan. And with that, let's go to game 2. Opening hand, the land here is balls. So we could this, Thoughtseize. Yeah, we'll keep. It's just too good of a Death Shadow hand to pass up. So cycle, files, go, land, Thoughtseize. And Azusa is the first threat here that's going to come up. So take Azusa, they can't play extra lands, and then pass back. Engineered Explosives, okay. Ooh, we're 2 lands short from that, but I guess we'll just go Thoughtseize. Ballista or Summoner's Pack. I think the Summoner's Pack's a bigger threat in the long run, so take that, pass back. And another Azusa, sure. So many lands. Oh my gosh, pass back. And it looks like opponent's going with the Ballista. Indeed. We left 2 lands open for explosives. All right. Back on our turn, it's still no land. Whatever. And a Titan. There is a 0% chance of us coming back from this. So we're going to game 3. Game 3, no changes to sideboard. Our hand looks pretty good too, so we'll keep. If we can hit an Inquisition or even a Thoughtseize here, that'd be really good because we don't want to have to deal with Engineer Explosives again, because you know that would be lame. The full land and Monastery. The best move here, play Monastery. Swing in to be super aggressive here. Let's go Mutagenic Growth. And if our opponent does drop Engineer Explosives turn 1, then we can do that on our next turn. Otherwise, we'll plan on the Shadow next turn. Ancient Stirrings, grabbing Teleria West. Okay, and then passes back. Mutagenic Growth, nice. So we shall do Big Boy Swing, Growth, and we could even use the Bolt here, but I want to make sure the coast is clear for next turn, so no Bolt. Followed by Shadow, and back to opponent. Another Ancient Stirrings, grabbing a gain 2 life life land, but ooh, explosive. Wow, they sure got us, didn't they, guys? But guess what? Lightning Bolt, pull land, play Destructive Revelry, hit that. That'd be 9 damage even without the land there, and that's game. So a very solid game 1 and game 3, even though game 2 is trash. That's just the deck though, just really good or really bad. But now on to the next one. Opening hand, we can turn 1 this. Yeah, we'll keep. And it looks like we're up against control. First of all, let's go boom. Ooh, interesting. So do you want to go turn 1 this or that? I say Nacatl because I doubt they have anything too crazy early on. So play Nacatl as the 1/1 and pass back. Opponent plays Visions and plays that tapped. Okay. We can't make this a 3/3 this turn, but we can go Inquisition followed by Death Shadow. That seems like the right move. So boom. Dang. 2-path to Exile's a Snapcaster and a Cryptic. This is probably the best hand they could have had. And I think the best thing to take here is Snapcaster because if we take a path, then you're just going to go boom followed by boom. And this isn't too bad with Mutagenic Growth in hand. So take that and then fetch for that, swing for 2 and play that. Pass back. So the only thing we can hope for here is that they play the Helix because in response we can go Mutagenic Growth. We're probably going to see the path on our turn and they do go with the Helix. Okay, so we shall Mutagenic Growth and Nacatl survives and we'll likely see that path right here. Yep. Need a 3rd land for this. Street Wraith. Yes. Our life will be pretty low by doing this, but let's grab Sacred Foundry, play Spellbreaker, might as well give it haste, and swing for 6. Okay, pass back. You do have that Cryptic in hand, so I wonder if they're gonna hit their 4th land here. Yeah, they do. Ooh, but they play it tapped. Interesting. That is very strange. Do we Inquisition them? We know one of their cards is a Cryptic and the other one's a path, and there's 1 mystery card. If we Inquisition them, they'll play the path in response on this. Yeah, we'll just force it. Indeed. And the mystery card is the land. Okay. And now we shall go another Spellbreaker. Haste, swing in for 6. Put them down to 6. Back to them. And they can Cryptic us. Ooh, nice. Death Shadow. So we'll try to swing in. They'll tap us down. They tap and draw. And if they're a little bit lower in life here, we could finish them with Boros Charm. But instead, we'll go Death Shadow. And if they try and kill everything, we have Boros Charm. And if they hit another land, they'll only be able to deal 4 to us. So things look pretty good. What is these? Oh, snap. He thinks he has us, but guess what? Permanence indestructible. Ah. If that was not muy grande, then I don't know what is. And there's the concede. So going into game 2, I don't want to change the plan too much. I'm just going to bring in 1 Surgical and 1 Nihil Spellbomb for the Snapcasters, then get rid of this and this. We could bring in a Face Shield, but I think we're fine. So we're going to game 2. Opening hand, so much discarding. If we can follow up with the Death Shadow, then we can go boom, 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 turn to Death Shadow if we can pull 1. Yeah, we'll try it. Opponent plays that tap. Land, meh. So Wraith, Boros Charm, okay. And then might as well go, might as well do Inquisition now. I mean, we know what they are. Oh, Settle the Wreckage. Helix, Visions, and Timely Reinforcements. All interesting cards. They probably should have turned 1 Visions. What? I guess they were hoping to hit the turn 3 Timely Reinforcements. I think the best move here is just to take the Visions. Reinforcements we can take next turn, along with probably Settle the Wreckage. So, yep. And back to them. I'm gonna pass it back to us. Monastery. So in that case, let's go Sacred Foundry, playing Monastery, and then Thoughtseize them. We basically have to take Timely Reinforcements. Ooh, uh-oh. Lightning Helix, sure. Now Timely Reinforcements is not too good because they're not gonna gain life because our life is lower, and they're not gonna get tokens because we don't have any creatures. Maybe just take Settle the Wreckage? Yeah, I guess so. And then back to our opponent. Opponent pass it back to us. Land. Do we Thoughtseize now? We kind of have to take the reinforcements eventually, so yeah. And a path to Exile. I mean, 3 tokens. It's not super good, so I guess we'll just take the path and then pass back. Our life is down to 9. Then opponent passes back and a turn will fetch. Tapped. And there's Death Shadow. So in response, they'll make Timely Reinforcements. We gotta watch for that as well, but we'll play that and pass back. And of course, here comes the little ones. All right, Wild Nacatl. So we'll swing in for 5. They'll chump block us, I'm sure. And this does not give trample, unlike Team or Battle Rage. So nothing happens there. Play this, pass back. But if they hit a land here as 4 in the air, then by next turn they get us. What? Oh, what? That's strange. And a Spellbreaker. So let's do this. Get a Swamp, play this Hoe, give haste, and swing with all of them. Yeah, block there. Sure. They're pretty close here to losing. If they can hit us for 5, if they had a Bolt to follow it up, they could beat us. But it's strange they didn't attack last turn, which means they probably have something in hand to deal with our stuff. It's a Fairy. Okay. Draw. Sure. I'm surprised they kept it in, though. Against a Death Shadow deck? I mean, I don't know. And not using a second ability is kind of weird, too. All right, another land. Let's swing in. And also, we don't have to worry about Settle the Wreckage because we have Gruul Spellbreaker, which prevents us from being targeted. So I doubt they have that many answers. Blocks there. We can put them down to 1 if we deal 4 here, 6, 10. Yeah, but not giving this trample. This game you can feel it. But usually the difference between this and Team or Battle Rage isn't really that significant. Just now it just kind of feels like it. They get rid of Death Shadow, sure. And they bolt that. Oh boy, that's a tough one. We could save it, or we can deal 4. We won't be able to attack with that next turn, or kind of a tough call here. I say we save it because we could pull like a pump card, so indestructible. But like, they could have bolted us directly and swung in there, but that means they probably have a backup plan here, like a board wipe. No, that's still pretty good though. Flying first strike lifelink. Yep. Street Wraith. We lose next turn. Yeah, they got us. All right. So we're going to game 3. Game 3, no change to sideboard. Do we keep this? A little risky. Yeah, I suppose we keep it. Start off with Nacatl and pass back. Opponent tries to bolt, but guess what? Back on our turn. Nice. That's actually the land we needed. So let's go Swiftspear. Well, it's like the land we needed for the black, not for this. But yeah, you know what I mean. Great. And Nihil Spellbomb. Pump that and swing for 4. Back to them. Another bolt. Can't do anything about that. And tapped. Interesting. You have a bolt here. So if we want to be really risky, you could actually go bolt Nihil, become immense. I don't think that's worth it though. Probably try and combo it with this. So instead, let's just swing in. Bolt. Wait, actually, if we pump now, we'll put them at 4, which will be within range of Boros Charm. All right, fine, we'll do it. We'll pass on drawing a card, and then boom. They're at 4. Back to them. Lightning Helix. So they're back to 7. Shoot. Plans have been foiled. Dang, dang, dang. Okay, back to them. One hits that land. Yeah, we can only get a basic swamp here. And a Steam Envision. Darn, he pulled a bolt too. So we have lethal in hand. We just don't have any red or white now. Fine. Back to them. Getting the trials so they can prevent themselves from dying. Opponent passes back. Death Shadow. Can't even play that with their life, but okay. Back to them. Oh my god. They know our deck too well. They figured out after game 1 that we only had 1 basic. So painful. So painful. Pull Wild Nacatl. Pass back. And now we unfortunately must prepare our sphincters. Oh, at least we can play Death Shadow, but they probably have counter cryptic. Yeah, it is cryptic. Okay. Back to them. Even though they can swing in for 8. So we go to 1, which means we can't even fetch or play a land next turn untapped. But it looks like we don't even get to next turn because of Lightning Helix. All right. But it was still a pretty good match, I think. That game 1, though, super nice, right? But we can't win them all. So in the end, we were 50-50 on wins and losses. When the deck worked, it really worked. And vice versa, when the deck didn't work, it really didn't work. I did think Spellbreaker worked really well in the deck, even if the casting cost is a bit high, but there were quite a few games where we had plenty of lands. And given that opponents don't expect to see it, I would say it's a good fit for the deck, at least for now, until people catch on to it. And at the very least, it's a fun deck to play. And with that, we wrap up this video. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the deck and what you want to see next. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. But that is all for now. And as always, I hope you have a great day.